April 9, 1942. On a small peninsula in the Philippines, tens of thousands of exhausted soldiers laid down their weapons. They thought the fighting was over. But for many of them, the worst was just beginning. Captured American and Filipino soldiers were forced to march over 100 kilometers under the blazing tropical sun. No food, no water, no mercy. Thousands would die. This would become known as the Bataan Death March, one of the most brutal war crimes of World War II. After Japan attacked Pearl Harbor in December 1941, Japanese forces quickly invaded the Philippines. American and Filipino troops retreated to the Bataan Peninsula. They held out for months. But they were starving, they were sick, they were outnumbered. By April 1942, the situation became hopeless. On April 9, 1942, Major General Edward King surrendered. Over 70,000 soldiers became prisoners of war. They expected to be treated according to international law. They were wrong. Japanese forces were not prepared to handle so many prisoners. Instead, they forced them to march from Bataan to Camp O'Donnell, more than 100 kilometers. Under extreme heat, prisoners were already weak. Many were wounded, many had malaria. But the march began anyway. Anyone who stopped was beaten. Anyone who fell was shot. Prisoners were given almost no food, almost no water. Some tried to drink from muddy puddles. They were beaten. Others begged for water. They were ignored. Some were bayoneted. Some were executed. Bodies began to line the road. The march became a road of death. Some prisoners were punished with what soldiers called sun treatment. They were forced to sit in the sun for hours without water. Many died from heat and dehydration. It was brutal. It was deliberate. It was unforgettable. The march lasted 5 to 10 days. Thousands died. Estimates vary, but historians believe between 5,000 and 10,000 Filipinos and about 600 to 700 Americans were killed, not in battle, but during the march. When survivors arrived at Camp O'Donnell, the nightmare continued. Overcrowded conditions, disease, starvation. More died. After the march, the suffering did not end. After World War II, Japanese General Masaharu Homma was tried for war crimes. He was found guilty and executed in 1946. The Bataan Death March became one of the most infamous war crimes of World War II. Today, the Bataan Death March is remembered as a symbol of suffering, of endurance, and of survival. Thousands died, but thousands survived, and their story still echoes through history.